Now we've come to what is always my favorite part of Alumni Conference. It's the time when we honor our own, the recipients of the Outstanding Alumni Service Award and the Johnny Anderson Distinguished Alumni Award. And I am very honored that I get to present the Alumni Service Award today. So today's recipient is a member of the class of 2020. He's the executive vice president of the Bolton Company, and for the last 20 years, he's provided commercial property and casualty insurance for schools, middle market businesses in the hospitality, manufacturing, and technology business industries. And that's what he does professionally. So how does he serve the school? Well, a better question would probably be, how doesn't he? Jonathan has been involved in the Anderson Alumni Network pretty much since the day he graduated. I can't look at you, Jonathan. You're gonna get me all emotional. He was the LA chapter president, and he truly embraced our strategy of offering content and connectivity and helping us track and analyze alumni engagement to make sure that we were offering the best possible experience to our Los Angeles alumni. I was lucky enough to partner with him when he was president of the Alumni Board from 2018 to 2020, where he helped hone the message of what it means to be a volunteer. But his service at UCLA does not end with Anderson. He's also been instrumental in the growth of Bruin Professionals, which is the business association at the greater UCLA Alumni Association. He served on the board there in leadership positions. Of course he did. We know that he did. His volunteer service extends beyond Westwood. He's currently board chair of Inner City Arts, which unlocks the creative potential of children in downtown Los Angeles. But if you ask him, his greatest achievement is his 17-year marriage to Jennifer and their 2 children, Samantha and Blake. And Jennifer is here with us today. So Anderson alumni, please join me in celebrating Jonathan Schrader, the 2023 Alumni Service Award recipient. Jonathan. Over here where people can... Look, I wish I had those little white gloves, you know, like in the Academy Awards.
I'm now afraid of holding it.
No, look at how fabulous that is.
Wow.
Yay, Jennifer. There you go.
Thank you so much, Jill.
Of course. I have to give you a hug.
Of course, I'll take one.
Time out for hugs.
Yes.
Always time out for hugs.
I actually graduated in 2000, because that'd be a lot to accomplish if I graduated in 2020. I really would be expecting the Outstanding Service Award if 3 years worth of time put that all under my belt. But in all honesty, I am absolutely thrilled and humbled to accept this award as an outstanding service to the UCLA Alumni Network. I never did what I did to expect accolades, but that's really nice. Thank you very much for the recognition. And to have this opportunity to share this day with Susan Wojcicki is just icing on the cake. I think, has she arrived? Is she hiding?
Yes,
Susan?
She's in the green room.
Oh, she's in the green room. But Susan, if you can hear me, you and your career arc represent everything that I think we aspire to when we apply to UCLA Anderson. And thank you for showing us how it's all done. Screw the rankings. I went to school at the same place that Susan Wojcicki did, and I'm damn proud of that one. So when I first raised my hand to volunteer in 2011, my goal was to help the Office of Alumni Relations engage the local alumni community in Pasadena, home of the Rose Bowl. And if I'm honest, it was also to help kill time, so my evening commute from Pasadena to Brentwood was easier. The first event I planned was at the Athenaeum at Caltech, and it featured Professor George Geis, who highlighted the differences between Microsoft and Apple and their M&A strategies. It was as good as you imagine, and it sold out within a week. And in hosting that event and dozens of others over the last 12 years, I have identified a few truths about UCLA Anderson alums. First, Anderson MBAs have an innate and insatiable curiosity about business. It's what prompted you to apply to this place in the first place, and I hope it continues even after you got handed your diploma. It clearly is what prompts so many of you to be here today. Some of my favorite events have been behind-the-scenes events where I've asked organizations' leadership to give a peek behind the public facade and share insights about their business models. The Q&A alone at the end of the presentation was always worth the price of admission as alums drilled deep. And tapping into that curiosity is the key imperative to developing a lifelong engagement between alumni and the school. Second, we as a collective are incredibly philanthropic. I don't have the exact statistic, but I have been blown away by the number of alums I've encountered that work for, lead, or are on the board of directors for not-for-profit organizations. Doing well by doing good is in our DNA, and it's something we should be all very proud of. And it's not accounted for in those statistics like rankings. It's just something that they don't account for, and yet here it is being a real fact about who we are. And along those lines, congratulations to the 3s and 8s who are here this weekend to celebrate your reunions. Remember, a vibrant alumni community includes your committed and generous support of your alma mater. So bring those checkbooks tonight. And lastly, UCLA Anderson alumni are collaborative. Maybe it comes from the multitude of team projects that are the core of our Anderson experience. I recognize that my success in supporting the alumni network did not happen alone. Jill, Andrea Wade, Bill Benjamin, Mary Fleshad, congratulations on your retirement, and the entire OAR team, thank you for supporting my efforts over the years, even though I know I tested some limits with my ideas. Mary, that wasn't supposed to be as funny, but I know you took the brunt of some of my asks. I want to thank Miko Sperber and Jill Heisey, who started me on this journey of service to the network. In fact, it was Miko who first helped me recognize that volunteers will first raise their hands for altruistic reasons, but they'll stay engaged for the long term if they get something out of it too, and that should be okay. As Jill mentioned, I'm an insurance broker and risk manager by day, and I'm really proud that over 80% of my clients are either alumni of the school or a degree or two separated from the network. That's a real testament to the power of this network, and I promise you when the development office calls, I answer that ring every year, so I'm appreciative to the network for that. And I also want to acknowledge the support and mentorship of past and current Alumni Association presidents Clayton Freck, Glenn Leday, Wendy Spinner, Dwight Holcomb, Kate Pletcher, and Zubin Devar. These are leaders, both past and present, that have set the bar for what it means to be an alum in this organization, at this institution. And LA chapter presidents, Olivia Pittis, Stephen Latonin, and Steve Yu. And of course, Anderson faculty and staff, including Dean Bernardo, Bill Cockrum, Al Osborne, Eric Sussman, Elaine Hagan, Holly Hahn, Eric Mockover, Alex Lawrence, and Regina Ragazzi. A lot of those are actual alums of the school too, which is another testament to how powerful this network can be. I am continuously inspired by your selfless dedication to this illustrious institution. And lastly, I too like to recognize and thank my wife and my children, Samantha and Blake, who have always been supportive of my love of the blue and gold. In conclusion, this may be where ChatGPT helped me out. With appreciation to the selection committee, I accept this award not just for myself, but on behalf of all the alumni who work tirelessly to support and elevate the UCLA Anderson community. I encourage all of us to continue to build a strong and vibrant alumni network, one that will ensure our school's legacy continues to thrive for generations to come. Thank you so much for this recognition. Go Bruins.
Now it's my great honor to present another very special award that gives us the opportunity to acknowledge the possible. The collective accomplishments of the past recipients of this award are truly remarkable, demonstrating all that may be accomplished with an Anderson degree. The list includes the founder and CEO of BlackRock, the vice chairman and former chairman of the Oracle board, and the former global CEO of Deloitte Consulting. John Anderson himself was the first recipient. This year's recipient, Susan Wojcicki, is a most worthy honoree because she too is a living example of what is possible. Susan joined Google as one of its original employees, working on viral marketing programs. As everyone knows, it was her garage where Larry Page and Sergey Brin founded the company. At Google, Susan made a tremendous impact. She helped create the company's logo and co-developed Google image search. Susan was the first product manager for AdSense, rising to senior vice president with responsibilities for such products as AdWords, AdSense, and Google Analytics. She recommended the company buy YouTube, at the time a competitor of Google Video, and oversaw the purchase in 2006. And in many ways was probably one of the greatest acquisitions in the history of corporate America. In 2014, she became YouTube's CEO. In that role, she led the company's tremendous growth and saw its societal influence grow along with it, as YouTube went from primarily user-created content to creating its own shows and expanding its ability to distribute content across the board. In one of her last acts as the head of YouTube, Susan oversaw the acquisition of NFL Sunday Ticket, one of the premier sports properties in all of media. Her vision from understanding the value of AdSense to understanding the importance of bringing traditional media content to YouTube defines what it means to be a transformative leader. That vision also extends beyond her own career. A longtime champion of the concept of work-life balance, Susan recently stepped down as CEO to, in her words, start a new chapter focused on my family, health, and personal projects I'm passionate about. She remains a consultant to Alphabet, YouTube's parent company. Susan's list of accolades is as daunting as her list of accomplishments, and there's far too many to list all of them. Let me just, though, name a few. In 2015, Time named her one of 2015's most influential people, and in 2017, the same publication called her the most powerful woman on the internet. In 2021, she received a Free Expression Award from the Freedom Forum Institute for YouTube's protection of free speech around the world. And this might be the greatest compliment this year. Susan, along with her sisters Annette and Janet, were chosen by Mattel as Sheroes. So inspirations for young boys and girls. And of course, Susan is also a proud alumna of UCLA Anderson. And as well, a member of our board of advisors. She's proven to be a trusted advisor to myself and the rest of our leadership. And most recently, she again proved her generosity by endowing a faculty chair dedicated to the study of data analytics. And most appropriately too, she's here with her classmates celebrating her 25th anniversary from graduation from the class of '98. This award, the John E. Anderson Distinguished Alumni Award, is the highest accolade for exceptional achievement that UCLA Anderson bestows upon its alumni. This award salutes the achievements of outstanding alumni whose personal lives, professional achievements, and community service exemplify the objectives of their alma mater. I could not be more pleased to award the John E. Anderson Distinguished Alumni Award to Susan Wojcicki, with profound thanks for her service and support.
Thank you so much. It's an amazing award here. I'm so honored and thrilled to be back here for my 25th reunion. I can't believe that. But I'm incredibly grateful to Anderson. I learned so much here. When I came to business school, I actually thought mistakenly that I had a really strong business background. I had a master's in economics and I had worked in consulting for 3 years. So I did have some experience, but Anderson really showed me new areas of business that I didn't even know existed. And a lot of times you don't know what you don't know. And that's actually that's the worst part of not knowing, is that you don't know you should know something. And I learned so much across the board. Our teachers, whether it was real estate, taxation, accounting, which I was not very good at, I really didn't enjoy, but was so necessary to be able to do the jobs that I would take on later at Google, at YouTube. And I also remember actually being in this very same conference room with some incredible speakers that Anderson brought. One of them was Jim Clark, the founder of Sun and Netscape, who came here and spoke. And at the time, Netscape was really the most important company for the internet. And then we had Bill Gates come. And I remember being here in this conference room, and he was up here, and I was in the back. probably partially paying attention. And he said one thing that really did catch my attention, which is that the next 10 years are going to be as exciting as the past 10 years in technology. And I thought, how could that be? I mean, the last 10 years were so exciting. We went from not having computers to having computers. Like, that was a really big deal at the time. And but he was right. And if you look at the past 25 years, how much interesting technology and business challenges and opportunity there have been, from the creation of the internet to the mobile revolution, continuing on certainly with the latest in terms of generative AI and all the work that will entail. And so when people have asked me about how I made different decisions, like how did I decide to join Google, which really it had no revenue when I joined. So if you had asked me that as a business person, that might not have been such a great decision. But really, like, what I focused on, and I think some of it came from what I learned here at UCLA, was really to focus on the future and to try to have a vision about what the future would become and how the world would change. And if you know what will happen in 3 years, or you know what will happen in 5 years, well, then what are the implications for the world today? What are the companies that are small today but could be really large in the future because of the ways the world are going to change? And that was the lens that I used to be able to make decisions, whether it was to join a small company that had no revenue, and I actually left Intel that had quite a lot of revenue to go there, or to become ultimately the CEO of YouTube, which was such a great honor and a wonderful but very busy time of my life. So thank you for this award. I'm incredibly honored, and I'm excited to see all of my classmates at our reunion weekend. So.